You know, there are some life lessons that always seem to show up a little too late, right? Right after we could have really used them. Well, today, we're going to get a head start. Think of this as a cheat sheet for the things we all wish someone had told us a lot sooner.
Oh man, that feeling. We've all been there. That little voice in your head whispering that everyone else got the memo, that they have the map, and you're just wandering around totally lost. What if I told you that whole feeling is built on a lie?
And there it is. That's the big secret. The person you look up to, the one who seems to have it all figured out, yeah, they're making it up as they go too. They're just better at looking confident while doing it. So right now, let's just drop the idea that we're the only ones without a script.
So that leads us right into our first big idea, redefining your inner compass. The goal isn't to find some perfect, pre-made map to life. It's about building your own internal GPS so you can navigate the journey yourself.
Okay, let's just tear down this whole idea that you need to have it all figured out. Feeling confused doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're in the middle of learning something new. It's an active phase of growth. We have to stop waiting around for a moment of perfect clarity before we do anything. Most of the time, it's taking that first step that's what actually lights up the path ahead.
And this is where it gets really interesting. Our society loves to praise hustle, right? Just work hard, climb that ladder. But this quote just hits the nail on the head. Because if that ladder is leaning against the completely wrong wall, it doesn't matter how fast you're climbing. You're just getting to the wrong place, faster.
So the real game changer is switching up the question you ask yourself. We're obsessed with asking, am I working hard enough? Am I doing enough? But the much more powerful question is this thing I'm working so hard on, is it actually aligned with the person I want to be? It's a shift from just pure effort to, smart, meaningful direction.
And yeah, let's be real, a huge reason we get our ladders on the wrong wall is comparison. We're endlessly scrolling through someone else's highlight reel, and we completely forget about the years of struggle and failure that happened off camera. Here's something to remember. Success is not a zero-sum game. Someone else winning does not mean you're losing. Stay in your lane and run your own race.
And look, this next one is so important. We're all giving ourselves a permission slip right now. You are 100% allowed to change your mind. It doesn't mean you're flaky or unstable. It means you're paying attention. It means you're growing. And that's a good thing.
Okay, so we've got our heads in the right space. Now for the hard part, the part nobody likes to talk about, mastering the messy middle. Let's get into the practical tools for actually getting through it.
First up, we've got to talk about failure. We're taught to see it as this final verdict, a big red stamp that says, you are not good enough. But that's just not what it is. The most powerful way to see failure, it's just feedback. It's pure data, totally neutral, telling you, hey, that approach didn't work. That's it.
And that data, it plugs right into this amazing little engine for growth. You try something, it doesn't work out. You learn why it didn't work, and then you try again. But this time, you're a little bit smarter. This loop right here, this is the secret sauce. The people we admire aren't people who never fail. They're people who have mastered this loop.
So what keeps that engine running? We all love that jolt of motivation, right? That exciting, I'm going to change my life feeling. And it does feel great, but it's also totally unreliable. It comes and goes. Consistency, on the other hand, well, it can feel kind of boring. But showing up day after day, especially when you don't feel like it, that's what builds real, lasting freedom.
And listen, none of this, the growth, the consistency, any of it, works if you're running on fumes. So many of us push our mental and emotional health to the side, thinking, I'll deal with that later, once I'm successful. That is completely backward. Taking care of yourself isn't a reward for success, it's a requirement for it. Peace of mind is a success metric too.
Okay, so you're growing, you're changing, but you're not doing it on a desert island. You're surrounded by people. And as you evolve, your relationships are going to evolve too. And honestly, this can be the most difficult part of the whole journey.
This is why you have to become a ruthless bouncer for the advice you let into your head. Seriously, most of the time when someone gives you advice, they're not talking about your potential. They're talking through the lens of their own fears and limitations. Chasing after everyone's approval is exhausting, but building your own self-respect, that's a foundation that will never crack.
I mean, this says it all, doesn't it? It's your life. You're the CEO. You can listen to feedback, sure, but at the end of the day, you decide whose opinion actually gets a vote. Protect that inner circle.
And this one is probably one of the toughest pills to swallow.
as you change, as you grow, you might realize you're drifting apart from people you used to be incredibly close to. It can feel awful, like you're betraying them, but it's usually just a natural, if sometimes painful, part of becoming who you're meant to be.
And just understanding this can be so freeing. You know, you can absolutely love someone for the role they played in your life and be grateful for it, but also accept that your paths just aren't going in the same direction anymore. Not every person is meant to be in your whole life story. Some are just meant to be a really, really important chapter.
So after all this reframing and growing, where do we end up? Well, usually, right in the middle of this classic human trap. We postpone our happiness. We tell ourselves, I'll be happy one day, when I get the degree, when I get the promotion, when the kids are grown.
And that, right there, is maybe the single biggest piece of wisdom we wish we'd gotten earlier. There is no finish line. There's no magical destination where you finally arrive and everything is perfect forever. The whole point is the journey itself.
So if you only remember one thing from all this, please let it be this. That nagging feeling that you're behind, it's just not real. It's an illusion. You are not behind. You are right in the middle of the messy, beautiful, ongoing process of becoming.
So I'll leave you with this question. Let's forget about where you think you should be. Let's just toss that idea out. Instead, based on who you are and what you know today, what chapter are you choosing to write for yourself right now?